Welcome, acolytes. Today I am reacting to scam that thing, the Tuah token launch. But I just I seen it on. I got in my recommendation thing that Esmongold actually reacted to this, and I was like, no, what the heck, Tuah girl said it again because I just after I seen the podcast I was like, irrelevant. That's fine. She made her money with this. It's just another scammer, another freaking thing. People will just okay give her money. It will die down, but it didn't. And if she actually made a freaking talk like, okay, if sorry, okay, oof. Let's just start it before I lose my concentration again. So acolytes. Oh, oh no, 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 no,
Everybody loves memes and everybody loves crypto scams. So
no. To a crypto scam. Sorry. Just
why don't we take the crypto scams and turn them into memes? Undeniable logic. Yes, that's precisely where the industry is at right now, and one of the biggest possible examples ever just happened in real time. Brace yourselves for a banger of a CoffeeZilla video on it soon, because the Tuah girl, overnight famous after she said Tuah during a random interview in the...
by the way, at the start, I actually, I a lot of people actually thought that I defended this girl. No, this isn't something you should defend. I just found it fascinating that out of this one joke, this girl could profit so much that she probably doesn't have to work a day in her life. Out of this one thing. The joke on itself is freaking boring as fuck. I'm gonna be honest, like. But the rest, like, she just made one stupid thing and she's cleared for life. That's something that not a lot of people can do. But I'm gonna be honest, her podcast, for me personally, boring as F. Acolytes, I would say, just look at that. Well, not boring. It's more for females, I think. The rare creature we have here on YouTube sometimes, maybe a lot of times. I didn't have a problem with those. To be honest, I like 25% from what I seen, so I guess. But at the end of the day, this girl, I actually accepted that she will crash after 3 months. But that she now got a scam out. Bravo. It's even funnier to me. It's just
The internet decided to just obsess over it. The Tuah girl offered up her own crypto token, which went to a $500 million valuation almost instantly before cratering and basically losing everyone's money, except the insiders. They all kind of got rich. Actually, side note, she has the third most popular podcast in the entire United States, which I did not know before.
The fuck? What? I'm baffled and surprised. Highly baffled and surprised. What the fuck?
Before making this video. It's behind Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. She's third, which is kind of insane when you think about it, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize she was actually that popular. So
Yeah,
this
me
kind of
neither.
all makes a little bit more sense in that context. Massive influencer, crypto token, rug pull scam, everybody loses money, right?
Yeah,
When you put it
yeah,
in that
it makes
lens,
sense.
like, makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I realized that after scripting the video, so I added in postscript. Continuing.
Yeah, okay, sorry, but I still have to. The third biggest podcast. That's sad. That's extremely sad and concerning, to be honest.
I'm not going to make this one overly complicated with the tokenomics or the blockchain analysis type stuff because that'll come later. Somebody is definitely catching charges over all of this. We just don't know who it is yet. And there's going to be plenty of people picking through the ledgers and tracking down wallets in the coming days. However, since I just got done listening to a Twitter Spaces, which is a really stupid format for discussing anything, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Since I just got done listening to one of those like Twitter podcasts about everything, where the founders of the token desperately flail around trying to defend themselves,
I have to watch this. And I bet you one thing. Those people, Haley Welch, isn't a particularly intelligent person. She did some really, really good moves by actually doing her things and getting settled for life. But I do not think that she is an intelligent person. And no.
And because the absurdity of the entire situation is through the roof, I wanted to do a sort of tip of the spear take on how Hawk Tuah just became one of the most flagrant crypto scams in modern history. Here it is. Hawk Tuah, the token at least called Hawk, was apparently offered by a Cayman Islands legal foundation, which is supposedly how these things are done so that they can offer the tokens under a proper regulatory framework. Seems fine. Actually, to be completely honest, that sounds a whole lot more like evading the law as opposed to following it, but...
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, crypto is evading the law of any country. So you can literally do the rug pulls without any country actually doing anything against it. It's exactly so you can do shady stuff and actually profit from it. So, and Acolytes, every single person that she actually, let's just say, financially rug pulled this way, I'm gonna be honest, that's not really something that I feel for. At this point, everybody has a rudimentary knowledge about crypto, and if you hear something like this from an influencer, please, Acolytes, for fuck's sake, don't hear this bullshit. Don't hear them out. And if you really, really want to do it in a way where you can get in on a rug pull. That's the only way where you can realistically make money. So please, don't do it. Get the money somewhere like, just learn how to finance. Just learn how to effectively invest your money. Don't do this, please.
That's an opinion, just to be clear. Not sure what exactly the foundation's name is. There's a lot of them, but structuring the token in a way that isn't just point blank illegal here domestically in the United States seems like at least maybe an okay start. Not that it ultimately made a difference, but whatever.
Yeah.
According to pretty much every single media publication who covered this, and according to the apparent founders themselves, while they desperately tried to downplay things and make it seem like they didn't just rug pull the entire community for millions of dollars, a percentage of the entire token supply, they say 17% a few times, so we'll go with that, was offered to insiders through the use of SAFTs, which stands for Simple Agreement for Future Tokens.
I mean, sounds like a rug pull to me.
But those insiders, who were given millions of dollars, many millions of dollars worth of these tokens well in advance, had no lockup period, as it's called, which basically means they could sell whenever they wanted to. Well, within minutes of the token launching, as everyday people were hyped up and buying in and driving the price higher and higher, basically her community thinking that they could get rich, those insiders began selling, pretty much all of them. And what resulted was a token that rose to a $500 million market cap in minutes.
Whoa.
Only to come crashing back down, wiping out untold millions in the process, and earning someone, we don't know precisely who at this point, someone earned millions of dollars in transaction.
Okay, let's not be naive here. It's her and her goons. Okay, we don't have any proof for that, but what's the most realistic Acolytes? Her and her goons just made some money out of it. Because normally these things don't start with one person. There are only a lot of people that actually interact with this stuff at the same time, that are your buddies, your millionaire friends, your friends that actually want to do the rug pull with you. You alone, no. That's maybe if she really knows exactly what she does, then maybe with a big M, but I doubt it.
Fees as well. Another aspect of this is called sniping, which means bots that rapidly buy out token supply directly at launch, then contributing to the rug pull soon after, which absolutely happened here as well. Here's an example of a bot wallet that purchased roughly $1 million worth of the token within seconds and then proceeded to dump it all on the community soon after, on top of the insiders who were also selling, so double whammy. But the team behind this token claims to have tried to stop these snipers from having so much of an effect. Clearly, it didn't work. Snipers had a monumental impact alongside pre-sale investors, snapping up huge amounts of the token and overall exacerbating the disaster. But I did want to mention that this isn't just a standard rug pull. It's also an abject failure of design. So that's fun. It's pretty cut and dry if you think about it. Failed management, rug pull, classic scam in the end overall. However, it gets more interesting than that because according to Bubble Maps, which is a tool for visualizing crypto holdings, posted by the actual social media account for that tool, like the company that makes it, there was a graph put out showcasing that 97% of the entire token supply in total belonged to a single cluster of interconnected wallets. Incidentally, the same cluster that was nonstop selling and cratering the price. And the primary wallets that were sniping, by the way, as well. You can see this one, the one that I gave as an example prior, which begins with HII ending with RNN, which is number 12 on the Bubble Maps graph in the cluster identified. That's pretty bad off rip. Making a token, offering millions in a pre-sale, having zero lockup, and then letting those investors, or insiders rather, dump everything on the community as soon as it goes live is bad by itself, 100%. But what makes it all so much more hilarious, and terrible, I know people just lost money, but forgive me if my sympathy isn't that high for the crypto gambling addicts who lost their life savings on a meme coin called Tuah. Okay, at a certain point, you have to take responsibility for your poor decisions.
I agree. And I have no sympathy for them.
But the thing that really dials it up a notch is how Haley Welsh, the girl behind the meme, and her managers maybe, or the people who helped her launch the token, or at least insiders who felt like they needed to explain themselves, went public on a Twitter Spaces trying to explain everything. It was a complete disaster, and I have to laugh a little bit when I think about the lawyers who will inevitably be involved in all this, listening back and just being completely floored by how stupid these people are.
Nothing will happen. We literally have zero examples of the law actually pursuing and winning those legal cases. Maybe there is some kind of thing that I don't know of or don't remember or misremember, but right now, as I know, zero. And as long as this stays this way, nothing will happen to her. She basically just made her money and went off like a bandit. So Acolytes, that's why I say, you literally, like, if you're living in a Western country, you at least have a small chance of getting your money back. But with this rug pull system, no chance. You're done.
But primarily this guy right here, Doc Hollywood, and also this guy named Over Here, who apparently may be the person or entity who actually launched the damn thing, go on this yapping spree, like non-stop yapping, while saying basically nothing, and just digging themselves a grave over how it's unfortunate that this happened, but it's all about community, guys. There's one part, I'm not kidding, okay? I'm being entirely serious here. There's one part where the Doc Hollywood guy literally says, "You should be kissing my ass because I'm trying to give tokens to people." Okay? He goes on to say, "I don't care about the price. It could go to zero for all I care. But I'm trying to get people interested in crypto. Maybe they go on to be interested in other meme coins after this."
As despicable as he is, sadly, he's not entirely wrong. And then they abuse the trust and just do it again and again and again.
I was in disbelief listening to these clowns. And it got even better because Haley Welsh decided to let CoffeeZilla on stage to speak, and he immediately began grilling them about what happened, who made money, and why they made certain decisions. Well, they couldn't let that keep happening, obviously, so they muted him. They just didn't let him talk, or they tried to talk over him. Pretty sure they ended up kicking him out after that because he said, "I think I can explain what happened here," and they probably panicked when he said that. But pretty much every single person that they let speak just roasted them, ending with probably the best moment of the entire night, which was when some random guy started asking questions about the transaction fees, or who profited, and Haley Welsh just pieces the fuck out.
I forgot about transaction fees. Oh. Oh, double and triple dipping on her fans. Oh, this is so beautifully disgusting. And by the way, I'm not defending this piece of shit in any kind of... This kurva should literally get freaking out there, smacked, and just go to jail with her posse crew. It's just so disgusting. And I mean, Logan Paul, every single one who actually did this. Every single motherfucker who actually did this should get punished severely, as I see it. But realistically, nothing can come from this. This is just... That's why the only thing I can say is, Acolytes, as heartless as it is, at least see it as entertainment and be happy about it. Damn.
Bedtime.
So I'm sort of curious, like, not for the token price itself, but just in terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual, like,
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
People are genuinely right now filing complaints with the SEC already. This isn't just another oopsie crypto scam that gets lost in the crowd. This was a viral internet personality. Again, I'm putting this in postscript. I didn't realize how popular she is. Third most listened to podcast in the entire country, right? That's absurd to me. But anyway, this is currently, not was, a viral internet personality with a token launch that capped out at $500 million with a B, $500 million in value.
Yep.
And people in her community, many, many thousands of them, lost pretty much everything they put in because of how the offering was structured. Now, CoffeeZilla made some accusations about insider trading directly linked to the creator's account, which I can't personally verify, but I do take his word at face value now. I think he has a well-earned reputation for calling it right on the basis of crypto scams.
Yeah,
so
he is.
if he says it, I just straight up believe him. I'll be honest about that. And if true, that is jail time. Whoever did it, whoever made money from it.
No. As much as I wish that would happen, as much as in my hearts of hearts and prayers to the unholy gods of this world, as I want it, this won't happen. I literally hope that I am wrong about this. That every single one of those scammers goes to effing jail. I really, really wish and hope for that. But realistically, Acolytes, I don't think it's gonna happen.
They will face charges because the scale of this one is large enough to where regulators absolutely will come down on them and make an example. The children on pump.fun, like literally children, 12, 13 years old, I have a whole video about that disaster, which I'll link down below. That's a completely different thing. But the actual kids who are rug pulling like $30,000 or $50,000 on random meme coins with small market caps, they probably won't face any charges or accountability, unfortunately, because the sheer volume of criminal wrongdoing here is off the charts. And the SEC doesn't have the resources required to prosecute even a tiny fraction of it. But what they are doing is headhunting. They want to find people and make examples out of them.
I hope so.
Icarus type situation. Fly too close to the sun, get burned. And this right here is way too close to the sun. Somebody is gonna get burned. By the way, while making this video, I also shot a DM to CoffeeZilla because as I was listening to the space and hearing him ask valid, legitimate questions, and suddenly he disappeared, I wanted to ask if they had booted him right when he started to kind of like hold their feet to the fire. And the answer is yes. They muted and removed him as a speaker as soon as he started asking valid questions in the space. So they're just straight up trying to dodge accountability if I've ever seen it. Yep. And it's going to bite them really hard.
Nah,
in my opinion, the person who's ultimately going to get...
I mean, it's possible that she actually loses everything she worked for. That would be funny. But I doubt it. As I said, I mean, again, Logan Paul still exists to this day. Mr. Beast is there, and those two fuckers still exist. And they went in on this. So it's just unrealistic.
Harmed by this probably isn't, I don't know, but I don't think it's going to be Haley Welsh herself. She doesn't know nearly enough about any of this to pull off a con of this magnitude, but the people she hired, or at least the people around her who did the actual offering, yeah, somebody's going to go down for it. She can go to bed if she wants to when the questions get too hot, but there's no running from the fact that millions of dollars got wiped out. And the people who lost it aren't just going to up and forget what happened here. They're not moving on anytime soon from this.
They're true.
By the way, I'll happily link to the SEC investor complaint form down below this video as well. Not sure how many people watching actually have holdings of the Hawk Tuah token that they can claim as damages. If you do,
I hope dearly you don't. But if you do... then please do yourself a favor in self-flagellation and leave a plus in the comment.
Very sorry for your recent lapse in critical thinking, but for anyone interested, lapsed critical thinking does not mean that you should have your money stolen from you, so have at it.
Yes, you're correct about that.
Hilariously, I just keep finding things to add right now. There's a law firm called Berwick Law that's actively looking for people that lost money on the Hawk token. Like, they're headhunting. So, yeah, Berwick Law, they said this on Twitter. They want people to reach out to them if they lost money. Become a client, right? Like, here's the form. So I guess I'll link that down below too. But people did take notice of this. Like, it turned heads. There's going to be repercussions. Bottom line, Hawk Tuah is yet another classic example of wealth redistribution, where the meager holdings of the many, the 99% if you will, get redistributed to the top 1% of the ecosystem, who all too often in the crypto industry at least are willing to lie, cheat, and steal in the pursuit of personal wealth. Most people picture the term wealth redistribution as this awesome utopian concept where they get showered with capital from those undeserving rich people, but in reality it's when the con men get everything because they lied to you. So that's a lot more indicative of the reality in crypto. Anyway, short video, spur of the moment. Stay tuned for the more comprehensive coverage that comes out.
Upper echelon. I do a video for a long time from him, but it's always nice information. Very good to hear from him again. He does this stuff. But as it is, acolytes, good night.